now I'm gonna tell you what happens when he went back from gas to a liquid to a solid. So, when he was vaporized, I waved my hands around because I had destroyed Bob. Actually, I thought I had. I wasn't that smart. So, I waved my hands around and the freezer was open. My hands propelled Bob as a gas form into the freezer. Then I noticed it was open and I shut it. When I shut the freezer, all the particles that Bob was, you know what happened to them? They started condensing. And they started condensing because, well, when you turn a shower on, there's little particles that form on the walls of the bathroom, right? Yeah, you know that? Cool. Okay, so when that happened inside the freezer. And now, if little particles of Bob formed on the walls. And they they slid down the walls and ended up in the same container, an empty container. And then I turned on the freezer as high as I could go, or as cold as it could go, to take away energy, and that solidified him almost instantly. So then he returned to the shape of the container that he was in, and he had become ice now. So, just to recap, he condensed from a gas to a liquid, with condensation. He changed from a liquid to a solid through solidification or freezing. That was where he lost all his heat. Okay, cool. See ya next time. Hi. So, you see this? This is the properties of the different phases of matter. So this is solid, liquid, and gas. So solid, it holds shape and has a fixed volume. Liquid it takes the shape of the container, you can see by this, and then has free surface and a fixed volume. And gas, it takes the shape of a container and it takes the volume of a container, so it spreads out as much as possible. So that's why, if you see gas in a room, it's constantly moving. If it's like water vapor or steam, yeah, it's constantly moving. So see, look at the diagrams and you can see that it takes up that shape. This, it takes up the shape of the container, and this takes up shape of container. This can't change size unless it changes phase, and then this can't change size, but this can, because this is crazy. Gas is crazy. Hi. Oh, fuck. Hi. Now I'm going to tell you about what happens to the energy and the particles when the phase changes. Okay, so here, this here, you can see that's solid, that's what it says. When it goes this way, down, it cools. When it goes this way, it gets hotter. So, it starts solid, and you see how tightly packed these particles are? That's so, and that means that it can only vibrate a bit. It can't move around. The particles can't move around, so it vibrates a bit. And then if you put more energy in that, see, the heat energy, then it vibrates so much that some of the particles break off, and that is where it melts. When it's melting, this is what it looked like when it becomes a liquid. And then if you add more heat energy, then when it's a liquid, it can slide because you can see that it clusters, and there's some particles that can slide because they're not all compact. So then you add more, and it starts to boil. Then all of them, they start breaking off from the clusters, and when they break off, they become separate, like this, and that is a gas. Okay, and if you cool that down, then it starts to condense, and that it forms little water droplets because the particles meet, because energy is being taken away, so they can't move as much. And when this gets cooled down again, it freezes, and they just form as tight as they can, and then that's what it looks like. So the energy, there's nearly no energy here. There's a bit of energy here and a lot of energy here for the particles to move around. Here they can just slide, here they just vibrate. Okay, thanks.